glazing is something that follows across different anime. It really just follows into real life. I've been on the internet for about, hold on, what time is it? 4 to 5 hours now, and I've seen at least 20 different glazers. Some of them were even glazing me. I'm just a JoJo content creator. But that's why today we have to talk about more of the biggest glazers within JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, because man, oh man, there was a fair amount. And starting up first, Yukako. Now, she was tweaking, man. And honestly, when I watched part 4 for the first time and I saw her, I wanted her out of there. I did. I genuinely did. And there will be people in my comments like, how could you say that about this child, this 15-year-old? I can say that because she kidnapped the man who will become her future boyfriend to make him a better person. Let me go. If I'm Koichi, I'm not going for that. I'm sorry. I'm just not. Especially because he ended up saying like later, oh yeah, I really do like you for you. That just wouldn't be me, you know? It just couldn't be me, honestly. For the simple fact that if I get kidnapped, I'm going to the police. I'm never speaking to you again. Probably getting a restraining order. Like, genuinely, it's not rare to see a character obsessed with their partner in an anime. But it is, I would be very afraid if I was Koichi. I would be very afraid. But in all fairness, we do get a somewhat positive love story from them, especially like when they first get together at Cinderella's salon, and Koichi, he's like, oh yeah, take my eyes if I cannot pick the right one, you know, all noble and shit. And that's really what Koichi is, just a reliable guy. But her glaze of Koichi puts her very high, very, very high on this list, because when I first watched it, I thought once she got the white hair, that was just it. We wouldn't have to deal with her again. Because, man, she was creeping me out. You barely know this man, and now all of a sudden y'all are soulmates and you are kidnapping him. That is an issue. A very big one. Then up next we have Anasui, who is just the male version of Yukako, except they're in jail and he's a murderer. But hey, he likes Jolene. He used to always make the scene so funny because he would take the smallest little inkling of maybe her looking at him for too long and he's going in for a kiss, he's talking all romantic, he's doing everything, all for him to just get either mushed in the face or catch up. Like, you're not getting that kiss, buddy. You ain't never get it during Stone Ocean. Granted, after Stone Ocean, he's definitely her fiance. If I can remember correctly, Irene said that they were going to go to their fathers, or her father's, so like he could ask for permission, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I mean, at least he still got his happy ending, but man, he was something else. He was glazing out the ass. Like, anytime you actually see him on screen, I remember one time before he even left the prison, he was like, Jolene's in trouble? Oh no, this can't be. I gotta go help her. Like, calm down, buddy. Just chill out. Now, his stand, superb, peak, top tier, but he was acting very, very crazy at points. It was almost like, oh, I see why you're in jail. You know, I see why you're in jail. Especially when you remember his backstory, and it was literally, he had killed his ex-girlfriend and whoever she was cheating on him with after he came home and saw that. Like, he just immediately killed them with Diver Down. And I was fucking with him, but it was just like the worst times ever he would just pick to ask the most random questions. Like when Made in Heaven, when Pucci just got Made in Heaven, and honestly looked to Jolro and was like, can I marry your daughter? I have to ask. And Jolro literally just looked at him and like he had 3 fucking heads and thought he was loopy. He thought he was crazy. Then I'm pretty sure Jolene faked him out, made it seem like she was about to go for a hug on Anasui, then hugged her father. Like, that's... Bro. Like, that's just different. That's... Do you know how sick I would be? We got maybe 2 minutes left. Not even. We got like a minute left. I would be sick if I'm anybody in this scenario. If I'm Jolene, I'm like, why is this nigga asking my father if he can marry me when we have never even dated? If I'm Anasui, I'm like, dang, Jolene really just hugged her father over me? And if I'm Jolro, I'm literally thinking, what the fuck is wrong with my daughter and this pink-haired freak? Lastly, this is a broad, very broad. I think it's the first time I've ever used a broad category, but this is a broad category, which is really just any of the Pillarman zombies. In particular, I'm going to be talking about Wired Beck right now, but like, think of any of the Pillarman zombies. Wired Beck, we literally learn that he's just a misogynist and he loves lure cars. He says maybe 2 minutes of dialogue at most, and majority of that is about loving cars. And I really bring up the vampires in particular, like who were following the Pillarmen, because for one, they were regular people originally, and for two, they were just saying the most wild, you can't touch my master. How are you saying that to Joseph Joestar after you saw him kill one of your masters? How are you trying to kill Joseph Joestar after y'all all decided to do a 1v1? Your master lost, and now y'all are upset. Shut up. But I use Wired Beck as an example because he's literally one of the only ones we actually hear have any type of dialogue. And he's the one who literally turned himself into a door. He fused with a door for the time being until someone came up there. And once they came up there, he was literally like, yeah, my masters are sleeping. You can't go in there. You can't touch them. Now, granted, Wired Beck had more powers than I expected. They gave him the spikes all over. He was a little fast. He was able to cut through Joseph's clacker balls. You know, he did a little bit. It was enough to last for a chapter, and that's respectable. For a low-level vampire against the two strongest and greatest hormone users ever, I can't be mad. You know, I just can't be mad. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we're on the road to 5K, so anything helps. And until next time, peace.